Hello and welcome all. Today we will discuss about pharmacovigilance questions and answers. So let's get started. So first is what is known as pharmacovigilance or a PV. So according to WHO, it is a science and the activity related to the detection, assessment, understanding, prevention, and reporting of adverse effect of any drug related problem. So this is the definition of pharmacovigilance according to the WHO. Next is minimum criteria required for a valid case. So minimum criteria required for a valid case are an identifiable reporter, an identifiable patient, and a suspect product, and adverse event. So you can remember it with the help of mnemonic PrEP, P for patient, R for reporter, E for event, and P for product, means drug. So next is adverse drug event, which is also known as ADE. So adverse drug event is any untoward medical occurrence that may present during the treatment with drug but does not have a causal relationship with the treatment. Remember, it does not have a causal relationship with the treatment. It is known as adverse drug event. So next is, when do you consider an event to be serious? So if there is a death, and if there is a life threatening event, and if there is a hospitalization, if there is a congenital anomaly, if there is a disability, and if there is a medically significant, so in that scenario we can consider that event is to be serious. So next is regulatory bodies of India, USA, UK, and Japan. So in India we have CDSCO. The full form is Central Drug Standard Control Organization, and for USA we have US FDA. The full form is United States Food and Drug Administration, and for UK we have EMEA. The full form is European Medicine Agency, and for Japan we have MHLW. The full form is Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare. So next is, when do you consider a case to be medically confirmed? So the case to be considered that it is medically confirmed when if it is contain at least one event which is confirmed or reported by the HCP. HCP means healthcare professional. So HCP can be physician, nurse, pharmacist, coroner, or a psychologist in Germany. So next is what is known as causality. So causality is a relationship between the suspect product and the adverse drug event. So next is what is known as ICSR. ICSR stands for Individual Case Study Report. It includes patient demographics, detail, suspect product details, and the event details. So next is what is known as narrative, and which information is kept in the narrative. So the narrative consists of precise and concise information about source of report, patient demographics details, patient medical history, concomitant medication, suspected product details, or a adverse event in orderly manner. So these are the content of the narrative. Now next is MADRA and their hierarchy. So the MADRA stands for Medical Dictionary for the Regulatory Activities. So the hierarchy of MADRA, first one is system organ class, second is high level group term, third is high level term, fourth is preferred term, and fifth is lower level term. So next is what is E2A. So E2A is a guidelines that gives a standard definition and terminology for key aspect of clinical safety reporting. So next is what is E2B. So E2B is a guidelines used for maintenance of clinical safety data management and information about the data. Next is E2C. So E2C is the guidelines that are used for the PSUR, that is periodic safety update report for marketed drugs. So next is known as what is active pharmacovigilance. So active pharmacovigilance means active measures are taken to detect adverse event. This is managed by active follow-up after the treatment, and events may be detected by asking patient directly or by screening patient records. So this is the meaning of the active pharmacovigilance. Next is passive pharmacovigilance. This is also known as spontaneous reporting or a spontaneous pharmacovigilance. So passive pharmacovigilance or a spontaneous meaning, no active measures are taken for adverse event other than the encouragement of healthcare professionals and others to report safety concerns, and reporting is dependent on the initiative and motivation of potential reporters. So next is what is volume 9A. So volume 9A brings together general guidance on requirement, procedures, roles and activity in the field of pharmacovigilance for both MAH, that is marketing authorization holder, and competent authorities of medicinal product for human use. It incorporates international agreement reached within framework of ICH. So volume 9A presented in a four part. Part 1 deals with the guidelines for the MAH, that is marketing authorization holder, and part 2 deals with the guidelines for competent authorities and agencies. Part 3 provide the guidelines for the electronic exchange of pharmacovigilance in Europe, and part 4 provide the guidelines for pharmacovigilance communications. Next is what is known as cohort event monitoring flow or CEM flow. So it is a tool maintained by the Uppsala Monitoring Center for database management in cohort event monitoring. It is a web-based and field match the data element on the questionnaires. So this is about the cohort event monitoring. Next is what to report in PV. So in PV we report about the patient details like name, address, date of birth, weight or the height of the patient. Next is patient medical history, and next is detail of the medicine, that is their brand name or the generic name or the formulation which is used by the patient or the route of the administration. Next is reaction detail. In reaction detail we capture about the date of onset of reaction, outcome or the outcome is resolved or not. Next is reporter detail, and next is name and place of report. Next is at risk scenarios in PV. So these are the following are the at-risk scenarios in the pharmacovigilance. So this first one is pregnancy, second one is overdose, third one is off-label use, fourth is medication error, or fifth is lack of efficacy. We also called it as LOE, that is lack of efficacy. So next is what is known as signal in the pharmacovigilance. So it is an alert from any available data source that drug may be associated with previously unrecognized hazard and is qualitatively and quantitatively different from existing expectations. So these are the method for the signal detection, that is clinical assessment of individual events and the clinical review of collected events and the record linkage and the automated signal detection. Next is outcome of event. So outcome always be recorded along with the particular code of the outcome. So here R1 denotes that the adverse event is resolved and R2 denotes that the adverse event is resolving, and RS denotes resolve with the securely, that is the adverse event, and NR denotes that adverse event is not resolved yet. So next is what is known as re-challenge. So the drug is again given to patient after its previously withdrawal. So next is what is known as de-challenge. So the withdrawal of drug from a patient, the point at which the continuity, reduction or disappearance of adverse event may be observed.